All right, let's get this started. Hey everybody, how's it going? Gonna try to keep this short, this intro. Just want to get this episode out for you. So yeah, we're gonna be continuing now. How I do these is I recorded all this audio and I'm just releasing pieces at a time. So I recorded this way back, even before the last Bullcast series that was about the Seven Samurai with Hanzo 29. So this actually predates that one, but I'm just getting to this part now. Hope you guys enjoy.
Need to bring this up. People complain that the gaming industry has gotten into a rut. Look at the rut the community has gotten in.
Yes.
There's a lot of gamers I love video games. Video games are a big part of my life. They're important to me.
Yeah.
They're an art. They're an experience. They're in their adventures and little digital packages, and I love them. But they're not my whole life.
Right.
I have friends. I have family. I have a house. There is life outside of games.
Right.
And too many people are making games the focal point of everything.
Yes.
And when you make something specifically the focal point of your life, you lose sight of what's important. You lose sight of even basic rights and wrongs. I've encountered people who were I had a friend who was really into sports, really into football and hockey and all that stuff. And I got into we're not friends anymore because we got into this big argument, where I had to kind of sit him down. We sat each other down. It's a long story, but point is, we talked, and I was like to him, dude, there is more to life than sports.
Yeah.
You barely eat. You barely talk to people anymore. When you do talk about people, you're talking about sports. There is a world outside. Go see a movie. Go take a walk outside.
Yeah.
Go spend time with your family. Do something.
Yeah, I don't want to see gaming ever turn into what football is, like soccer, basically, but football is overseas.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, talk about losing perspective on life. You know?
I find it so goddamn funny that people outside of games, the older generations, they don't understand video games and they fear them and they hate them and they all constantly try to paint them badly and blame them for violence and all this nonsense, where when I look at them, you guys sit on your asses and watch TV all day.
Right.
You guys, you play bingo and ping pong every day. You do the same things every day, which anyone could make violent or evil or bad. Yet you choose an art form like video games.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch I find it so funny. I'm recently watching on Netflix this TV show called Hannibal. It's based off Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Hannibal was on TV, and that TV show is fucking violent as hell.
No, I've heard that it's extremely graphic.
Very blood, guts, mutilation, and that shit was on TV. Kids could have seen that just flipping the channel on the remote, and people are complaining about video game violence. It's seriously, people will allow Hannibal on TV and not complain about it. They'll praise it, won't complain about it. But when Call of Duty comes out and a little squirt of blood comes out of a soldier you shoot, corrupting the kids. This is medieval. This is chaos. Panic.
That reminds me, and it's weird because I don't actually. It's not a game that I would play just because it's just not my thing. But there's this game that recently got into some kind of controversy. It was called Criminal Girls, I believe. Where in the U.S. it was a Japanese game where I guess there's some girls that are in hell, and you play the person that's supposed to you're supposed to kind of reform them, But it's kind of like a naughty game, where they do things and they it's kind of sexualized.
Is it an indie game? I'm getting the feeling it's
a Japanese game. I don't know that it's indie at all. I think it's just a normal Japanese kind of fetish type game.
So this could be a possible AAA Japanese fetish game.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So in the U.S., they censored it by putting some kind of pink mist over the screen and just some weird censoring. and yet you have 50 Shades of Grey being held as one of the most amazing books and most
Oh,
sold books, and then it's turned into a
oh,
movie,
50
and it's
fuck.
perfectly fine to talk about that movie as if nothing, But
Yeah, like,
they're
did you
censoring the
did you see
shit
years
out of this
ago? Yeah, I know.
game.
Did you hear years ago when Mass Effect, the first Mass Effect, showed up on the news because of its sex scenes?
I think I probably like
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
about it and dismissed
Fox
it.
News like reported on
Oh
that. Like,
God, well,
like,
yeah.
and they brought in this woman psychiatrist like, this is what kids are being exposed to. Like, the game is rated
I'm
M for
sarcastically
mature.
shaking my head. Yes.
The game is rated M for mature.
Yeah.
It says on the box
Right.
sexual content.
Right.
It is not for kids. Yet it showed up in the news. It got big. It got a lot of flack. And ever since then, BioWare they've been extremely timid and careful with their romance
Uh,
scenes from now on. It's like,
yeah.
oh, so let me guess, we get to suffer and see unrealistic romance scenes.
Right.
Like we get to see like what they're having sex, but they still have their clothes and underwear on.
It's ridiculous. I think that video game sex as it is kind of silly because they're trying. It's like, now if you're gonna do that, just do it really, really stylized, because it's just not. It's
Mhm.
not going where it should yet. Maybe
No.
VR or some, I don't know. But for right
But
now, you're just
I
looking
will say
weird.
this, that sex scenes, like they can definitely they make like your character and the opposite character like okay, this is a relationship they
Right,
care
right. They
about each other.
humanize it.
So,
They
yeah,
can.
it humanizes it. It
Because it's
gets
a
you
normal
more
thing,
immersed.
and if you cut out all of the things that are not normal and you leave only the blood and the gore, then yeah, then video games are only about blood and gore, if that's
Yeah,
all
but
that's being allowed.
Yeah, but even if video games were about blood and gore,
Right.
again, Hannibal on TV, 50 Shades
Uh-huh.
of
Yeah,
Grey in
true.
movie theaters, like it's a shitload of hypocrisy. It's
Yeah.
it's like so much hypocrisy, and it's only because an older generation doesn't understand what video games are.
Right.
It
Well, they're probably still playing them on their phone. That's the whole thing. They probably don't even see that as gaming. Oh God. Or their iPad. Well, I got this little
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I heard this great story once of this guy and his girlfriend, and he ended up breaking up with his girlfriend because they got into an argument where his girlfriend said he was weird for playing Xbox, but she played Farmville all
Oh,
the
right.
time.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Let me get this straight. You can play Farmville for hours on end, but if I pick up a controller, I'm a freak."
Yep. I actually live in an area where it's kind of considered like, if I would just go out and say I'm a gamer, it wouldn't go over extremely well. I'll tell you that. And yeah, it's not. And so it's kind of like, it's actually one of the reasons why I don't really put anything of myself into my stuff, because I'm like, well, I'm just gonna stay on the down low because I don't want,
Yeah, that's
I'm like, I'm just gonna stay down here. It's not really, I can still get my voice out and connect to people, kind of like what you talked about. It's that community that you're looking for, or to either culture and evolve and just allow other people to talk about video games or those topics. Like for me specifically on YouTube, that's what I do. That's my little community there, and I kind of like take care of them and stuff. And when trolls come in, I let them, have their say for a little bit. But when I
Okay,
realize,
I don't do that. When it comes
when
to
I
me
realize
trolls,
they're trolls and that they really are trolls, because sometimes people, I've noticed sometimes people come in, they make a big fuss because they don't know that you're attending to your channel. And I put that on older YouTube channels that got big quick. And so they got used to never touching their comments. But I think the newer versions of channels have learned we really have to work at our channel, you know?
I mean, look what's happened to IGN.
Oh, yeah.
Like I talked about the comment section.
Yeah.
Like
They let
there's
it go. They
Yeah,
just,
they should. A lot of more people should do what PewDiePie and Total Biscuit did. Like, say what you will about PewDiePie, he did the right thing. Do you know how many trolls days he ruined when he announced no more comments?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
that
day
was
he announced no
that's like
more
nuking
comments.
the
That was like
channel.
the day a million trolls cried out and their voice was suddenly silenced. Like it's beautiful. Like yes, destroy the breeding ground for these trolls. Like don't give them attention.
Yeah, and I know people have said, well, that's the worst thing. And I'm like, well, what? I don't. I think that that's like one of those worst case scenarios. That's like already infested. And how do you fix that? You know?
You get rid of the comments.
Right,
and once you
right.
get rid of them, you wait a few weeks, maybe a month,
Right.
bring them back, because then the trolls would have moved on.
Exactly. And then when you bring it back, you use all of that money that you fucking have made and you employ some content, some comment curators, basically. People that can go in there and actually attend to the channel. And yeah, that's going to take time. But guess what? That's why you pay people to do things. Because it happens on forums. It happens everywhere. Big companies do it for their, social media, the social media experts or whatever, the people that help them to understand how they need to interface with the community. It's really ridiculous, but it's true. A lot of people don't know how to handle that. And I think smaller channels well, I'm definitely a much smaller channel, but definitely what you do, I've noticed is, you definitely interact with your comments as well, because it's important.
Yeah.
And you probably are also interested in the comments.
Yes, I wish my viewers gave me more bloody comments, because I like getting conversations. I like hearing other people's opinions on games. But then I come across that one person who thinks that their opinion is fact, or I come across the occasional troll.
Right.
Now, I'm a big supporter of. I don't support toxic behavior.
Right.
I just will not. If you're bad mouthing me,
right.
If you want to give me criticism, like constructive criticism, go for it.
Right.
Don't mind at all. But when you start calling me dog shit and an idiot, why? Because I have a different opinion of video games for you? Well, your comment is deleted and you are now banned.
Exactly.
It's really that simple. I don't allow toxic behavior. Other YouTube channels do. I don't get why. I don't get... if you allow toxic behavior, that sends the message that, well, one, you don't really look at your comment section, so why should anyone leave a comment? And two, it gives people the idea, I can say whatever I want and get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, man. I will, if somebody shows up and they say, sometimes they like making a big splash, so to speak, because they don't know that anybody's there. So if they figure if they leave an insulting comment, this video, blah, 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 I will actually respond to them and say, hey, buddy, I'm here. So, you said that. Can you elaborate? I might ask them something like that. And 9 times out of 10, they would go, almost like they don't know, they didn't expect you to answer. And I'm like, guy, I'm not that big of a channel. I can see every fucking subscriber and person that, that leaves a comment, because I get little, email notifications.
Yeah, same here.
Trust me, man, I'm here. So if you wanted to get my attention, you got my attention. So now, do you have anything to contribute? I don't say exactly this, but pretty much that's how it breaks down. And if they have nothing to contribute, I'm like, all right, man, you've had your 5 seconds of fun, and you've gotten my attention. So here's a big hug, and now you're on your way, big boy. And then I delete their comment and I boot them.
Yeah.
I just banned them. Yeah. But I sometimes I give them a little bit of an opportunity to say, hey, okay, I fucked up.
That's what I try to do.
Used to being like jerks. And I'm like, hey, this is not a place to be a jerk. And if you're doing that because you want attention, guess what, man? I'm here. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Have some respect from now on, or you're out.
Yeah, exactly. So many... people think they can go on the internet and just act like fucking children. It's no. If you're adult in real life, if you're an actual full-grown ass man or woman, you cannot all of a sudden act like a little boy or girl and say, tee-hee, fuck you.
Yeah.
You can't. You just can't.
It's crazy. Well, I'm not sure how much of that ranting I'm gonna keep.
Well, hey, you know what?
I might keep it in as a rant, cast.
These are good points. You need, you can't always talk about game mechanics and gaming. Sometimes you gotta go for the morals.
It's true. It's absolutely true, and I do that a lot on my channel, and so that's why when I listened to some of your stuff, I was like, okay, this guy is doing similar things the same way I am. You do them in a particular fashion because that's how you've developed your persona and how you talk to your audience. And I was like, okay, I see. I respect what you're doing. All right, cool. Let's see if we can talk. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about before we wrap this up? I want to, I don't want to just be me bringing up points of interest here.
Oh, it's cool. It's fine. There was a we've been talking about the Order 1886.
There we go. Mao, 1882, 1886.
Six, yeah. We've been talking about for a while. So if I could swing back to that, I could
please.
swing back to that game. Like, it's arguable whether that is a quality product or not. Like, it's not bad. You can't call The Order bad. Like, you can say you don't like it, but you can't really call it a bad game. Like, it's functional. It's like, I haven't seen a single bug or glitch. I haven't, like, usually, like, a game day one has, like, a bug or glitch video immediately on YouTube. I haven't found one. Maybe there's one, like, deep down in the YouTube library I haven't seen a single bug or glitch for The Order 1886. And, like, when it comes to video games nowadays, like, we can't be so bloody critical all the time. Like, I play video games because they're art, they're an adventure, they're escapism. They allow me to live out fantasies, have fun, get together with friends, have a good old time. Like, I don't look at video games like they are a product, but I don't look at them as a product, as an investment. It's like okay, this is money and I have to get my money's worth. I look at them as like,
did you say something? You just said something. You said have a good time. Is that, do gamers actually want to do that, or is it just all about the I paid you this much money, give me what I want?
I mean, that's why I play Warframe. Warframe's completely free, and I don't bitch about like give me more free stuff.
There's so many people that do. I'm sorry. I had to cut in because I found it hilarious.
It's fine. You're right. You're 100% right. Like, I find the gaming community is losing sight about why we play bloody video games. Like, we're losing sight. We're so wrapped up in like industry. What's wrong with you? Fix yourself, industry. Come on, industry, get better. Like, dude, look back for a second. Look at yourself. Yeah. Look at what you're doing. Look what you're obsessing over. Look at what you're bitching over. Look what you are going to multiple YouTube videos of and leaving the same comment over and over of 10, 20 times.
Yeah, it's like, not going to fix anything.
Yeah, I know. Like the main point, everyone plays video games from when you're a kid to when you're adult is, well, one of two things, kind of the same thing, is to have fun and to go on an adventure, to experience a story. It's why I play Dragon Age and Mass and all these other games. It's why I play Warframe. It's why I play Titanfall and Evolve. Like, I freaking love Evolve. So many people are shitting on Evolve, and I'm like, guys, how many video games let you play as a giant alien monster? Yeah. Think about that for a second.
Now, that game, production-wise, looks amazing, and that's the way that I look at the Order 1886. Because you were going on before I cut in there, but I look at that game as a great production as well. Yeah. I mean, oh my god! I mean, have you seen much of the gameplay for it?
I have. Like, it's very typical third-person shooter, but the animations are so fluid. I didn't see
graphics and the texturing and the coloring and
the clothes. Did you see the way the clothes move?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just blown away by it. And that's something about that game where I'm like, I can appreciate this for its artistic value. Like, maybe not as a Mona Lisa or whatever, that kind of art, but the art that went into it, because I actually did a year worth of learning animation and texturing and lighting, and it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I did well.
A video game.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't even I wasn't even programming. I was doing animation, character design, all of that.
And then you got basic coding. Coding is a nightmare.
There's the other side of it, right? And the thing is, I did well. And at the end of that, that was just the first year. At the end of that, they were like, all right, great. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want a life, So when we take a dump on developers, people don't really know what's going on there. Yeah. Developers can get traded so fast. Like, companies can go down. They can be working on, they do their work like in sprints, You have this development time period, and then you're laid off. Mm-hmm. Go find another job, or if you're lucky, you get into a bigger publisher, and you know, some of the publishers are evil and some of them are good or whatever, you know. But yeah, you know, and you're working on Madden for like the 14th time in a row, but you've got a steady job.
Yeah.
I mean, game development is a really risky field to get into. It really is. So
it's not going to improve until we as gamers do something about it. Publishers aren't going to realize, okay, we can't work our developers so hard. We can't keep overpricing the customer. Like, the people have spoken. We got to answer. They aren't going to do that until what's the word? Until we do something. Until we actually do something. Unless we do something, they won't do something.
all right, you guys know the drill by now. Let me know what you think in the comments. I got a lot of things that we covered there. You know, that's hopefully you guys are getting some enjoyment out of this. Do me a favor and share it if you can. I really like this series, and we've got one more after this, one more episode talking to GamerTron. So hope you enjoyed, and thanks for your support.